Hey guys, IMF Gunpla here, and welcome back to, at long last, a new review. Today, we're taking a look at the high-grade Universal Century Zaku F2. This is the Xeon colors. It also comes in kind of a creamish tan color for the Earth Federation version. But here he is, and this is all of his accessories. He does come with quite a bit. The only leftover parts is his two options for the head. You have a more traditional Zaku style head, and then a commander antenna version. And then he's got on him now, which is the actual F2 helmet. Hopefully you can see it. It's got little bumps on its head. So that's the head I am running. And there he is. So we'll skip past his accessories, and we'll jump right into kind of overview of the figure. So here he is. A very nice detailing. I mean, for a high grade kit that's not from the Origins line. He's not chock full of panel line, especially not in his legs, but there's definitely enough to keep you busy for a while. Sorry. And so yeah, there's a little overview of him. I'm going to go ahead and remove his machine gun, just so that we can get a better view of his limbs while we go over the articulation. Let me pull my camera up just a little bit. Alright, articulation. We'll start at the feet, as usual. He's got your pretty typical Zaku style double joint. And, I mean, he can go pretty far forward. Actually, I take it back. Yeah, he does. He's got a hinge all the way up there. Then he's got a ball joint at his ankle. And he's got a pretty typical now flip-flop joint where the front of the foot can go out. So he can, put his foot pretty far back. And then I'll see here. And the left to right is pretty good too, as you've got just that swivel in there, but also will rotate at the joint where the top of the foot connects to the bottom of the foot. So normally I'll just go like that, but then you can rotate it even more like that. And I believe you can actually modify this so it can tilt even further, but that's plenty wide enough. I mean, let's see here, let's get this foot. So the only thing hindering him right now, which of course you can't see it, is his side skirts. He can get a very wide stance with his feet. The knee joints are double jointed, but because of most Zaku's, the power cable, 90 degrees is all you're getting out of that. But even then, it's a really nice detail in his knee there. Actually shows like mechanical detail, the two joints, and then the knee does separate. I know a lot of people don't. I'm on the fence about the design of the knee. I kind of prefer the older style where it's pointed at the top, but this seems to be more practical, I guess you could call it. But that's it for the knee. Let's get his head and it's out of the way. His skirt armor doesn't really move it much at all. That's as far as it can go. See, a lot of... Don't unfocus. Hang on. Okay, we're back. I don't know when I lost focus. Hopefully it wasn't anytime soon. But anyway, the way the side skirts work is a lot of times the power cable runs to the side skirt, but the piece that it's running through is actually separate, and the skirt works around it, so it's very limited. That's as high up as it can go, which means, well, actually, it's a little higher up than I expected it to go, but that's as far as you're going to get. And it does have a, don't have a ball joint, it has a swivel and a hinge in there, or a polycap. So you do get bicep. No, come back here. I'm sorry, not bicep. You get, I might get that back in there. Well, let's see here. Now, alright, there we go. So you do get thigh swivel. So you can do actually a 360 if you wanted to, which would be awkward and painful. It does have the whole twisty hip gimmick. And then it will go forward all the way. Well, almost all the way. If you force it just a little bit, it will go all the way. But there you go there. Back. A little more than normal, but there you go. And then again, 90 degrees. So there's that. We'll go up here to the waist. You got a little bit of an ab crunch, but not much because of the power cables. Swivel a little bit. Again, because of the power cables, you're not going to get much. The head is very nice. You can go back here. You can go forward, so you can do a little chicken. As most Zakus, you can't really look up. Alright, maybe that will help. So, his head won't go up that far. About like that. He can look down somewhat. And then, of course, he can do a 360. And his shoulders, this side is definitely hindered by the shield unless you move it out of the way. But you can go up to vertical, not too bad. He's got a bicep swivel, and he's got a 90-degree elbow. I mean, literally, that's all it can do because it's actually bolted that way. But I'm fine with 90 degrees. Some people aren't, but I'm good with it. And this is actually one of the few kits where the forearms have no seam lines. There's nothing in here. I mean, you got the seam line, but it looks like a molded detail. Even the origin kits have a terrible seam line here. So, that is nice about the kit. The other side, the spike shield will come up, or pauldron will come up. So you can come up like that, and I guess you can cover your head up so you don't get shot. But, I don't think I showed it this time, but yeah, it does do 90 degrees. And there is a whole kind of pull-out joint in there. So you can get his arms pretty far forward and pretty far back. And then same, articulation here. And then there's just a simple ball joint for the wrist. And you've got 4 hands, 2 differents for each of them. The left hand has a holding hand for the guns and a like a generic hand which you can hold his heat hawk in. And then the right hand has the holding hand plus a open palm hand, which I will show you now. And these hands are very detailed. Very nicely detailed. Nice joint, separation. I mean, they don't move anything, but you could definitely fill that in, panel line, and it'll look very nice. So there's that. I guess here on his backpack, technically, the thruster bells will move up and down. I don't know if that really counts towards articulation or not. And these are also very nicely detailed. See if you can get in there and see it. So there's that. You got some thrusters here. And then you got thrusters there and there. It's also nicely molded. And there goes his leg cable again. Yeah, these definitely do not hold in as well as some of the others Zaku's. But, okay, let's put him back here for a minute. Let's go over some of the accessories he came with. He does have the, let's see if I get these facing the right way, the leg rockets, or missile pods. You just separate the front, and then you'll slide out this clip, and then it will go around his foot. You'll have to take the, I think you separate it from the knee, and then it slides down, and then you just hold it all together with the missile pod. And sadly, unlike the original, I think it was like number 40 Zaku, so it goes this way. The missiles are not removable, they're molded in, so you will have to kind of be careful when you're painting those not to get paint on the container. But you got 2 of those, one for each leg. And then you've got his heat hawk, which has a removable clip to go, I think it either goes on his side, it can also go on his back, I think. I guess what I didn't point out was, he actually has a bunch of different attachment points all over his skirts. And any of these attachment points can hold the grenades, and they can hold the heat tomahawk. I think they can hold magazines as well. Yeah, if you want to put the magazine. Don't come with any extra. I mean, there might have been an extra. I might have dropped it somewhere. But It does have a clip, so you can hold a spare magazine if you have one. I honestly can't remember if it came with one now or not. It might have fallen off in my display case. But anyway, here's this first gun, my favorite. Just a redesign of the basic Zaku machine gun. It's got a grenade launcher slung underneath, and a like M4, M16 style adjustable stock. I just think this thing looks awesome. But it also comes with your typical, I forget, it's an MMP something, 32 maybe, submachine gun. And now this kit does have peg systems on the hands, so once they go into his fist, they're nice and sturdy. They won't be flopping around. So you've got this one too. This is the one he actually used in the anime. So if you want to go, screen accurate, that's the one you're gonna have to use. But it's very not like of all of them, very nice. Like you can see a little bit of space between the barrel and the shroud there. It's a very nice gun. I mean, I'll probably take this machine gun and swap it out to maybe a Dom, possibly. Or I might even put it to the FZ, because it actually, no, I'm sorry. This, he didn't use this in anime. That was the FZ. But you do have this. I think this one has, no, this one does not have a removable clip. But there's that. And like I said before, you do have two other head choices. You've got a regular smooth dome and a commander's. So I'm sure if you really wanted to, you could trim this and glue it to his head and give you a commander type with the armor padding on there. And then of course here are the other two hands. He's got the open palm there, and these are your two closed fist holding hands. So that is it for the accessories. Yeah, I believe besides some polycaps, he uses every single piece in its kit. And as far as I know, I'm not going to say no one, but I think this is the only kit that uses this build. I don't think there's even like a P Bandai that uses the well, of course, the Federation version of it. But I mean, it's literally a repaint of this kit. I don't think there's anything special about it besides a couple of decals. Oh, speaking of decals, you do have a few extra after you're done. Mainly a few numbers, little Xeon emblem, and bigger numbers. So, oh, and then you got a, I don't know if it'll show up or not, but like a kill count thing. I guess that's supposed to go on the top side of his head. I may put those on later. But that is it. If you can find this kit, I see it quite often. I personally prefer the Xeon colors because I like green Zakus. But the cream one could definitely be repainted or just reused as a desert type maybe, and just put some Xeon stuff in there. I wouldn't mind picking it up if I find it at a decent price. I think I ended up getting this for about 20 bucks. Definitely, if you can find one, pick it up. It is a very, very nice kit. So if you can find one, grab it. I wouldn't, go out of the way because the Origin Zakus are just as good. Like I said, the thing that I love about this is, like I said, okay, I know I said no seam lines. Let's just say very few. There are two at the bottom of the ankles here, but it's such a well molded kit that you barely can't even see them. Like, I won't remove those. Then of course, every Zaku, you have a seam line going over the shoulder belt. But this is the type, I think I glued it on there, but the spike is separate, so there's no line through the spike there. But that's something, if you're a perfectionist, you might want to remove it. I don't think I will, because again, it's kind of not that bad of a line. It blends in pretty well. But then other than that, you've pretty much got no seam lines. Let's see if I pop his arm off for a second. Like the way, it's built kind of like the Origin Zakus, where you've got the middle torso part, and then these two halves slide on there, so there's no seam line, going across here. But there's that. I guess you can see a look of him without his arm on. See where the power cables go. I mean, these are kind of ugly, where they have the bend like that, but they're usually going to be covered up by the arm, or you're going to see it from the back. So it's not too bad. At least not to me. And then, of course, that is how his shoulder works, if you're wondering. So, there you go. Great kit. Grab one if you can find it. I guess that is it for the review. If you guys liked it, would you mind leaving a like below? Leave a comment if you have any questions about the kit or anything Gunpla related in general. And I guess just keep building, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.